Hello. How are we? Good, I hope. Good. See, got a whole other thing of blueberry. Shatter. All the stuff. Then I got some tea time out there also. I got two things at tea time, if I remember correctly. But I was watching a thing, that Sean Ryan show. Not sure if you're familiar with it. He does like really long podcasts. And Skinwalker Ranch, former Marine guy, you know, at least former Army. I'm not sure if it's Marine or what, but he has a lot of people come on there and just various people, including like very recent people, you know. I'm like really gonna have like Cash Patel on the show, but I mean, whatever. Um, I want to say he's the guy like way back in the day. He was building like homeless shelters for homeless. He built like a weird house for this one homeless lady that she could take with her. It was like on these casters. It's kind of like a bed type thing, you know. I mean, it's just kind of covered, and you could lock it and get inside and whatever. And there's just like orders coming in from other homeless people at first, you know. And next thing you know, she's actually building a single room. It had a room. It had a solar light, a solar cell on the top. It had a light bulb. It had a place that you charge your phone. It didn't have. It had a dry shower. Um, had a window so you could put a unit if you want to put like a window unit. People were fucking loving them, and they were popping in. Like you could easily put it like in a parking lot, you know, and then so you have like these little houses in the parking lot of a closed down like Lowe's or whatever, and it's got a house number, and they've got a door that can lock, and you know, on and on and on. It's just all these benefits to it. They were getting it done at no cost to the city, and LA passed some kind of ordinance where they were going to do a like $2-3 billion homeless thing. So the project they were working on had to go, and he got a call from one of his clients. I'm like, yeah, they're taking all the houses, and so they're just loading them on the back of flatbeds and stuff, and just taking them away. They were getting rid of the because what they were doing was getting rid of like the tent camps and stuff. Uh, Once they came and got all the houses, the tents started to come back up on the highway, you know, and the underpasses and stuff. Because it's like you know, it was a place to crash. And again, you had a phone number. You could order pizza. They're happy. You could order pizza, you know, because you couldn't order one on the street. You could be like, you know, 7532. You had a number on your house. Um, they confiscated a lot of them, and so he went around and got his own car and got as many as he could, and got them, locked them up, and took them away before they could take them away. Eventually, they fought the city and got the buildings back. And when they got the buildings back, every single one of them had the solar cell on the roof taken. That's the American government. Meanwhile, that $2 billion mostly went to CEOs and people planning on how to get. You notice there's no change in the LA homelessness, right? They got the $2 billion approved. Where'd it go? Not to the homeless. Homeless, houseless, whatever you want to call them. George Carlin's right. You can call the streets your home. They don't have. They need a house, a physical building to move into. And as I said, NIMBY, not in my backyard. Everybody's like, yeah, we got to build more prisons. We got to do more fucking homeless shelters. And like, okay, cool. We're gonna have to. Oh, you're not gonna build like a low income housing here. You ever by the prison? exactly the same. You don't have any money, you're basically a prisoner. Probably a criminal. But the cool thing about the idea that they had, like I said, I love the idea. First off, you could turn the grocery stores, open them up, like for them to spend their, yeah. But the government open it up as like, you know, one of those, like a store that has all government approved food. Only healthy choices. They don't have to go anywhere. These like their houses. Like, hey, get some chicken. Go inside, get some chicken. Come back out, do your fucking thing. You got like almost like a little yard and shit. You know what I mean? There's lights out there. If you did it right, you could probably start making like putting in gardens and stuff. It probably would sit on top of the asphalt, but it slowly but surely becomes like a little like a neighborhood. The good part about it is that you don't have this as a permanent. It's never sold as a permanent end. It's a safety net at the end. This is technically rock bottom. Get your shit together. You can stay there in this little fucking encampment area. And there's tons of them around. I mean, the different stores that are closed, there's a bunch of them around. Apply for benefits. You can stay for like 2-3 months. Well, if you're regularly working a regular job, there's your place. You go there and you live 2 months and you have no rent. Yeah? And you get the fuck out while you get your first and last months together and you get out of there. It's a point where almost everyone's been there. So you're like, yeah, I've been there. So we need to do something better for the, you know what I mean? Because everyone's been there. Like when I was there for like a week, I wished it was, okay, well then you need to contribute and help it get better. Yeah. Yeah. I guarantee it'd be less of a stigma thing. Especially from college, like, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to college and I'm fresh out of college, I can hit, you know, I'm sure they probably have one, the row, you know what I mean? I'm gonna hit the row and just fucking skid row, you know what I mean? And I'll hit the row and just fucking live there for like 2-3 months, get my fucking first and last month together, and then I'm fucking out, man. I'm good to go. That's one of the hardest parts. It's like a catch-22. You gotta have a car to get to the job, but you gotta have a job to get the car. And you have to have the car to get the job in order to get the insurance. You need the insurance to get the car so you can get the job. You know, we need a rock bottom. We need like a Skid Row type area where you can just kind of just chill for a little bit and not get fucking gutted in the middle of the night. But that's the problem with Republicans is like, okay, and then you're going to stay there away from me? No, it's... well, if you give them a free chance, if you give them a chance, they might be like, fuck, I can get my shit together and get out of here. No, they're just going to choose. No one's going to choose to live, you know? No one chooses to live like that. You're forced to choose to live like that because the choices you make for your life, they won't let you do those. You have to choose this and success or that and die in the street. Nobody gives a fuck. Take the middle road? No, there is no middle road. Oh, I'm only the one that you must choose. Republican or Democrat, what do you want? I don't want either. You're not patriot? You're not a patriot? You don't love him? He doesn't love America! Who doesn't love America? Yeah, who doesn't love America? Jesus Christ, man. What's it done for you? My great grandpappy, he did what? America came in and like delivered your grandfather, and wrapped him in a swaddle of a flag, and then paid for tuition. What did America the Great do for you? I get to say words out my face hole every day. So do I. You should be thanking America. I thank God every day. When people died, then they're fucking idiots. Because this is free. And on top of them dying back then is not going to stop a cop from kicking me now. Please continue to shut the fuck up. They died. No, they died so you guys can own this fucking country because it's not yours. But you'd know that if you took your head out of America's asshole for even 5 seconds. Take a good breath and look around like, oh, I've been breathing shit this whole fucking time. That's why it's been so thick. My head's been up my asshole. That's why I can only see my own viewpoint. Were you saying something? Yeah, 2 weeks ago, we've all given up on you. You know? Basically where it is now. No, I'm ready. I'm ready. No, and you're not. You're ready for war now, basically. You're sobering up? Good. It's about to start. Look what you've done. No. Yeah, this is all you. No, we're the good guy. Then why is all this shit on fire? Those people, yeah, they didn't learn how to do that on their own. You guys taught them that. Hitler? Yeah. You guys taught them the genocide trick. On and on. You guys pretended that you're fucking top people. I don't think he meant that in a racist way. All that bullshit that they did the whole fucking time. Knowing this fucking country was founded on slavery. Please shut the fuck up. Why is it such a hard idea to believe that this country is racist as fuck? All men, and they clearly weren't thinking about anybody besides themselves. They weren't thinking Asian. They weren't thinking. The only people that were men were white and owned land. And it was supposed to be this great thing from the start, or become. I mean, you're trying to how to make shit pasta. Put the shit into the shit. Grind the shit with shit, and then okay, if we put some dirt instead of shit, this could be a good recipe. No, it's gonna be for shit pasta. Now with dirt. It wasn't a good recipe. What are you doing? It wasn't a good recipe to begin with. It's a fucking trash recipe. Well, I think they're 3/5. Yeah, we can go ahead and throw this document away. Give it to me, I'll wipe my ass with it first. It's not sacred. God's not going to do anything to us if we do this. They are not equivalency. They are not there. That's some bullshit America came up with also. That our Constitution is based on Bible. It's not based on the Bible in any way, shape, or form. The forefathers did not believe in Christianity. They were agnostics. They were Masonic. They were slave owners. And, the Bible says you can own slaves for 7 years and then you're supposed to set them free. But if they don't want to leave, you're supposed to treat them kindly. I judge by the whip marks I've seen in pictures. I don't think those guys are Christians. I don't think that's. Sorry, boy, God said to do it to you. I know you're older than me, but I still gotta call you boy. I sure hate it. I ain't racist, I promise. It's not racial. It's tradition and heritage. Okay, here. Snowflakes, right? You guys get weepy as fuck. Flag. I'll tell you what, man. Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck. And you, Jethro. Fucking Christ, man. You get that emotion with a flag, and then you're gonna step up for a homeless person and say, get a job? Fuck, you are fucked. I mean, your soul is fucked, dude. And you think you're getting no, you're not getting into fucking. If there's a Heaven Street in Los Angeles, you wouldn't get there. And oh, they get mad. You're like, but it's their own words, and you can use the Bible to rebuke somebody. And like, dude, you're not making it. I'm like, what? And then you just kind of go through and point out all the stuff. I'm like, well, I don't think, and it doesn't matter what you think. You believe in this book? Yeah. Okay, I just told you how you're wrong. I don't give a fuck. Well, it's all how you know. It's not how you translate it, man. That's some shit you guys have been telling yourselves. There's only one way to translate it, and that's the way that God meant it. Well, how do you know? I pray for his wisdom and understanding each time I read it. Ask and you shall receive. Please, Lord, don't let me lean my own ear or my own understanding. I want to understand his words, how you meant it. And then I come up with a meaning. I come out with a meaning that none of the churches are talking about. Well, I think you've been led astray. You guys the ones that say, ask and you shall receive, right? That's where I let them. Yeah, you guys, right? Yeah. And so the book, yeah, and that's what I did. And I received a different meaning, and you guys are like, oh, I think that, I don't know, man. I think by your accent, you should sit down and shut the fuck up. That guy is never like the scientist that cracks the big case, you know what I mean? Unless the whole thing takes place in the South, and everybody's got that kind of mind, man. Then the white guy did it. Black guy didn't do nothing wrong. It's gonna be hot. Sheriff, I tell you what, there's gonna be that kind of shit. It's gonna be a northern person who doesn't understand how we run things down here, but you gonna learn, that kind of thing. And what other stereotypes we need in there? Matthew McConaughey for just for good measure. Got that authentic kind of laid back Southern. Yeah. So I'm gonna make chicken tonight. Trying to decide if I want to make like tacos or like fajitas, chicken fajitas. Um, pan fried chicken, baked chicken and rice, gravy. I got vegetables. So we can't eat fucking bread. So I'm like eating tortillas and shit. That's pretty. I mean, they're fucking great. I love it. Making all kinds of cool ass sandwiches now and shit. There's more like taco sandwiches and shit. Gotta get creative with it. Get crazy with the cheese whiz. So, what I can see from it happening out there is, I don't know if the Nazis are being used, or they probably are. They probably think they're actually, because they are the type that like one day South's gonna, and they finally get a chance like now, and they're like, it's happening, and they're gonna throw everything into it, even though this guy's like actually a losing endeavor, as seen by the current administration. Donald Trump is your. Aside from talking about success, if he had any, like, okay, yeah, man, possibly. You never hear about like, oh, successful business deal, blah blah blah, closed it, none of that shit. You hear about them starting shit. It's always starting shit. Ooh, it never like either never comes through. It fucking fails at the last second. Crashes and dies after a week of being open. It's just fucking pathetic, man. It's absolutely pathetic. I could see him being the guy that they turn to, like the rich people turn to, because like he's good at losing money. You could hand him $2 billion, and it'll probably be like in 2 weeks they'll be gone. And he probably won't even know where the fuck it went. Some was a bet, some fucking debt, some was fucking, people that have been after him for a long time. I mean, just on and on. How much do you have left? $30. Fuck, man. Hang on. Like an empty vac. So okay. If we need to like come up with like a loss, a business loss, we just invest in this fucking fat fuck. And he just loses everything, and then we just write it off as as a business loss. Right? Yeah. Because he's a fuck up, and he's gonna fuck up. Yeah. The one thing he ran on to, Jesus Christ. Besides Barack Obama, the Epstein files he ran on. And that's the one thing he won't do. And his fans aren't like, yo, man, it's remember January 6th? Yeah, it's time to release those fucking files, man. You said you're going to release them. It's time. It's time, dude. We really got it now. We noticed that you had enough time to get your name out of the files that came out recently. And your buddies, but you couldn't come up with the victims' names. The only thing I could think of is why they wouldn't revolt. I saw an episode of, was it CS? No, it was Criminal Minds, I think. And they were infiltrating one of those rings, and they were talking about like a mutually assured destruction type video. And basically, you have to keep it on your hard drive, and you have to have something of yours on there. And I was like, what if that's real? And the people that are still backing him now have seen him on the, you know what I mean? They recognize him from, because you have to have something of you doing something fucked up, illegal. So if you turn on everybody else, they've got that on you, you know? And you're like, oh, I might get away with this. Ooh, it might go legal. That type of shit. They have no stake in economy and politics and that shit. Just deviance and like it could go, you know. It's like when all the fucking pot smokers found out Bill Clinton smoked pot. His fucking, he was guaranteed to win the next election. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, he's buried, and everybody's like, he smokes pot. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna go legal. Oh, it's going legal. He's out there playing the saxophone. Yeah, weed's gonna be legal here in no time, man. I didn't vote. I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots, man. That's not how any of this works. But sure, go ahead. That's not how none of this works. But you do you. I wouldn't have voted at all this last one's, but like I said, if like Michigan had been lost, and like by just a little bit, I know my mom would have gone, "Did you vote?" And I can be like, "Yep." I don't know. So this is your, yeah, it's yeah, no, but no, I mean, it is biblical, so if that helps. It is foretold in the stars. I can't. But you didn't vote? No. So when I didn't vote, on top of that, I was like, at least God will know that I'm like, Mr. Antichrist, no. I say no to the Antichrist. No thanks. We're all good here. We re-up on the whole Jesus thing. Thank you. I don't know how many times I had to tell my dad, my candidate is not on any ballot anywhere. He's coming back to take over the world. God's going to run the world, and it's just the way it's going to be. Whether he runs it through his son or whatever, however he decides to run his shit is how he runs it. New heaven, new earth. You can't vote for my God, you know? He's not on the ballot. Yeah, we should put Jesus. I didn't say Jesus. Jesus is the only begotten son, supposedly, or only begotten daughter. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm just waiting around to see. And that's kind of what got me on this, is because that Sean Ryan show, they were talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls in the Qumran caves. And I covered that, you know, I talked about that, but I could hear him sitting there talking. So, like the one what I stumbled across was exactly what they found there. Exactly where they should have found it. But they're talking about like this old sect of this and this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, not necessarily. But they were just talking with like complete assurity and authority and like the way that they work back. I'm like, you're gonna now talk about their fucking way that they fucking operated as a society. Seriously? Seriously. The way that they thought, get the fuck out of here, please, man. That's why I was like, why are people so like so assuredly just, I mean, they're just and wrong. Well, all the, I don't give a fuck about the evidence. There's other evidence. It's not only evidence, it's all the evidence you want to look at. Again, the Bible describes exactly what was there. 50 prophets hidden in one cave, 50 prophets hidden in another. He's talking about how, like, it's like they hid these things because these are sacred texts, and they're presumably going to come back and get them, and blah, 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 and they were slaughtered and whatever, and they're actually hid in the caves to keep them, according to the Bible, and keep them being slaughtered. Where they're supposed to prophesy, the king fed them with bread, and they had like living water just came out of the fucking rocks, and God provided for them. Oh, damn. And they're inside this cave. The fuck? What else would, what I mean? There's all these books and all these other journals and stuff in these clay pots and shit. So they had to have the stuff to see. Because that shepherd who threw that stone in there and heard the clay break, I mean, he threw it way in. And it was dark. Especially if they were in there riding and stuff. I mean, I don't know if they ever went in with torches and, or, even candles or, flashlights. And what exactly is in here? And they might come in like, oh, yeah. I mean, it was, turn that LiDAR on so you can see exactly what's going on there. And like, yeah, this is, they weren't just sects at all. They were, according to their own writings on the wall, they were prophets. And, yeah. I think it's interesting that like they're just so sure of the date of the pyramids, and then there's a possibility the Sphinx is, a couple thousand years older. And they keep finding evidence, like, that one Eve, or whatever they call that one, the oldest, standing primate. They found one that eclipsed that one in age. And it's just like, so like all the stuff you're teaching people as like fact is just, and somehow you're better than religion? Yeah, because we changed it. Did you update the people that had it before? No, they'll just be dead. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So they just have like wrong information till they die. Okay. And this works for you? For us, yeah, it works fine for us. We always have the information, and we disseminate it to them. And if they get it, they get it. If they don't, then fuck them. Should have gone to college. Oh, he did. And I loved it. I went to that one that I was invited, that frat, to pledge. And I went to hang out and see what's going on. And they're going through all this stuff, like, just kind of quickly, kind of like the whole, like, timeshare sales pitch, and just so the dues be this much. All right, so we're going to go. I'm like, wait, hang on, what? Yeah, they're going to be like, okay, so like the dues? Yeah, we're going to play monthly dues, and like, and they're talking about like the house and stuff, and like, well, you can't live here, until like a certain year. Like, so you're basically paying rent on a house. Until, well, we have parties and stuff here, and so that kind of goes to that stuff. And I'm like, okay. And then going through it, and I was like, and it's how much now? And they went through, and like, yeah, I'm gonna go home, man. I got enough friends. I don't have to rent any. And it just left, and so that did not go over well with the guys that invited him. I don't give a fuck. Shit. My friends that actually matter, just like, hell yeah, man. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, I'm not joining that shit, dude. I went to go check out to see what's going on. They invited me. I went to go check it out. Started talking about pain. I'm like, you're like, you didn't know yet? I'm like, no, I didn't know you fucking. I thought if you got like invited, you didn't have to do all that shit and like pledge. I'm not gonna pledge. Fuck that, dude. No, I thought like, hey man, you seem pretty cool. I'm like, oh, should I get to skip the fucking, Yeah, all right, cool. No, everybody's got it. Oh, fuck that. No, that's all right. No, yeah, like a fast track for people that are dope. We need this guy. We can rebuild him. Watch out. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much stuff like that that people are just like so certain of. I'm not certain. I assert my point, but I'm like, as far as I know, I mean, according to the Bible, they were like, yeah, they were like 5,000 years ago, they would harvest grain and bring it to their houses for like 4 months, and like, mm-hmm. You can tell because the jars are inside the house. Yeah, no one ever has jars inside their house. So that was in the city destroyed. Yeah, so like, well, it may have been outside the house and then got knocked inside that with all the rubble. Yeah, yeah. What then? How long did they leave the fucking jar inside the house to ferment? What the fuck, man? Reformat their whole thinking of the entire fucking village. He mistook a landslide for a purposeful positioning of a rock. Why would they put this big stone here? It's right in the middle of the town. I guess they worshipped it. Yeah, they're older, so they probably did. Yes, they were a rock worshipping civilization. Look at all the stone around here. Yeah, they lived off stone. See that there? The shape of it? Yeah, no, look at the shape right there. Oh, yeah. So it fell and rolled down the hill. Now, why'd they chisel it and roll it down the hill? They worship the rocks. Oh, God, a rock worshiping civilization. Yeah, that makes sense. They're old people. Old times, they worshipped everything. And everything was a sex toy, apparently. Because, like, what we would do with it. They find anything. It could be for doing, like, mortar and pestle. And they're like, yeah. It's a gourd, man. It's a fucking gourd. Yeah. And, yeah, you know what it's rock. Yeah, but it's by the bed. You know what I mean? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What's it like? It's a fucking great way to end that sketch. No, it was something completely different. That was nice and deep there. Oh yeah, that's all stretched out now. Nice. Very pleasant indeed. Oh yeah, I got a hamburger also, so I could have extra tacos. I always try some cheese to make sure that. God, it'd be nice to just have a wheat allergy and then still have my cheese. Jesus Christ, man. After this both? It's not gonna make my stomach all sick. I haven't had heartburn or any of that shit in a while. It's been 2 days now. Oh, it's nice. So fucking nice. Panic attack? Oh, I had a pretty bad one like a day or two ago. I was at the store and I almost put my usual like flip out and just like leave. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna fight this one. So I went ahead and I took a whole clonazepam, just popped a little, having a little pill thing and took it. I'm like, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna walk around until this kicks in. Okay, yeah. The fuck was that about? I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's been a while, so it's about time for one, I guess. I did used to take like a clonazepam before I left the house, but I didn't. It will make you tired. I passed on the bus so many if I didn't. It's pretty cool when you fall asleep and you wake up where you're going. It's like, okay, yeah. Glad I wasn't driving. That would be bad, but riding, it's completely fine. Oh shit, we're here. Nice. Just a 30, 45-minute fucking ride. Miss you, boo boo. I've been writing, like I said, a lot. A lot of weird shit. A lot of interesting stuff, I think. Interesting, I think. I'm trying to figure out what I can have. I mean, I can make meatloaf. Like, fuck, I got a bunch of shit now I can make. Burger or chicken. Chicken. It's healthier. Chicken, corn, rice, potatoes. No, instead of rice, put potatoes in there. Potatoes and gravy. I should probably start on that because it took about an hour to cook the chicken, anyways. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do that and get started. You should get here in about an hour and be ready to eat. I gotta go. I gotta shower.